We have your questions, and we're going to answer them. Right?
Right.
Hey guys, Jay here.
And Nick.
Welcome to Eons of Battle. This is an AMA, an Ask Me Anything. I suppose this is an Ask Us Anything. We are hobby YouTubers, and we're here to answer your most pressing questions. We've been going hard for the last 17 months, and we've created over 220 hobby videos. We also have a banging Discord server, and we get a lot of questions, so hopefully this video can become a great resource to send people to for all of those frequently asked questions. So getting right to the questions, definitely not Jay asks, who is Nick?
I am Nick. I edit the videos for the channel. I have been a part of the channel since the very beginning. We've been working together since 2014. And really before that, because I had a YouTube channel previously where I was making videos, and all of them are very good.
You can definitely see them. Yeah. They're definitely not gone.
Yeah, they're definitely not private. Yeah, I edit the videos, I help with the sound, I film parts of the beginning, I film parts at the end, and then we sit down usually in the middle of the process. We try to figure out exactly what clips we're gonna keep. You know, Jay writes a little bit of the voiceover, and then we do another recording, and then I put it all together. And then I also do the Patreon terrain. So a lot of fun stuff.
And you appear in videos here and there.
Yes, very true. Yeah, I appeared on the Dawn of War video and the photography video.
And people really got a kick out of the photography video. It's one of our top performers.
Go watch it! Go watch the photography video! Eons of Nick asks, so what's happening with battle reports?
So, with battle reports, we made that our Patreon goal because playing the game is really important to us. We really get a kick out of it, and it helps kind of motivate us to actually get things done. It's the end product of painting these miniatures, and it's really fun. And so we have always had a goal of doing battle reports, and we decided to make that our one Patreon goal. And we put it so high that we thought for sure we wouldn't have to deal with it for a while. And luckily, we hit it pretty soon.
Real quick.
And so it was great that we reached that goal. And we had a lot more people on the Patreon, but the only problem is it didn't give us any extra time. We work 7 days a week to produce all of the videos that we do, and so it was really hard to find little moments of free time where we could shove in some battle report stuff. But we definitely are working on it. We've bought some equipment, we've done lots of testing, we've played some games, we've filmed some stuff, we've tried all sorts of things, and it's coming, and it's gonna be great. But right now it's in the works. In the works. So next question, Jay's alternate account asks, how far behind are you on EOB completes? Will you ever catch up?
No. Yeah, we are 2 months behind on Discord, and then we're like 10 months behind on Instagram. I mean, we are absolutely behind.
When we started EOB Complete, we thought it was a great idea to help people be motivated to finish their products, and it was super cool that we had anything to show off. Mm-hmm. And we would read your names as good as we could, and we would show off the models, and it was really fun. And then, I mean, you guys outdid yourselves. Eventually, we started putting the spillover models onto our Models and Memories Weekly, and now at this point, we put over 50 into every, 50 a week, and it's not even close to enough.
No.
So moving forward, we're gonna be making some changes. EOB Complete is going to be a Discord only thing. Every week, we're gonna look through all of your guys' submissions, and we're gonna pick 5, and we're gonna repost them and talk about what we like about them and how they're so cool. And then we're also gonna, on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, if you use the hashtag EOBComplete, we're gonna reshare your photos on our story. So another way to show off your work.
Yeah, but thank you guys for giving us so many EOB completes. It's a good problem to have, too much content, and it's really cool to see every week, like, what are people working on? Grey Knights are super popular this week. People are trying to get their Dominions finished. A couple of people do Infinity, a bunch of Star Wars Legion. It's some really cool stuff. All right, well now it's time to get to some more questions. It's weird that these questions they sounded a little scripted, like we're just doing a little bit of channel maintenance.
Weird.
But now we're gonna get to some more videos, and these upcoming clips are definitely filmed on the same day.
The Ancient of Rights asks, what the hell is an AMA?
Recreant asks, aren't all of your streams AMAs? And yes, they are. By the way, we stream live on YouTube every night from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Come hang out. If we don't answer some of your questions to your satisfaction, feel free to come and join us live and ask for more talking on your subject.
That's true.
But yes, but not everybody watches the live streams.
Which is silly.
Way more people watch the videos than the live streams, so it's good to have the answers here as well. Loso asks, how much have you spent on Games Workshop in total? I don't let myself think about that.
It's gotta be, I mean, well.
I don't let myself think about it. Chaos Wombat, Big Titty Eldar Girlfriend or Croot Hound?
Why not both? I don't understand why
you can only have one. Okay. It's the question.
Well, a Croot Hound. Yeah.
I bet they're hyperallergenic.
Yeah, I guarantee. That's good. They're kind of like hairless cats.
The Fluffy One asks, how did you get started? How did you first get into wargaming, and what gave you the idea to start your own channel?
Ooh. Well, a big thing was I got into wargaming because of you.
Yes.
Because you just started. And then you showed me your models, and I was like, well, that sounds cool. That's awesome. I remember we were in an architecture class in high school, and you showed some of your Gretchen, and I loved them. And then that started the ball rolling. And then we have a friend, Daniel, who had just a bunch of models and gave me the orcs that he had from not Blackstone Fortress.
Assault on Black Reach.
Assault on Black Reach. And I gave you the Space Marines. And that's how I got started. I got started with free models, which is insane. And yeah. And then in terms of the channel, we were watching a lot of mini wargaming, and we were like, maybe we could do that.
And we'd made YouTube videos before.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, God.
That you can't watch.
You can't watch. They're all private. Joyo, how much fun do you guys have while painting? A video can't fully show it.
It depends. I don't know if there's a ton of behind the scenes that you guys are really missing out on in a video. A lot of it's like setting up cameras, writing scripts, saying the script out loud to myself a few times so I can get the words right.
Yeah. I mean, we have conversations outside, but those are not safe for work.
No, our PR department is very unhappy with us.
Yeah, it's not good. And HR and pretty much every department.
We would love, though, in the future to be a little bit more run and gun in our style so that we could capture more kind of in the moment things. It's hard because with painting and building models, it could take 8 hours to finish something, and we can't go through 8 hours of footage.
No,
it just is not possible.
No, takes too long.
But maybe if we could be a little bit more run and gun, we could capture some more fun moments. And we're always learning and trying new things, so I'm sure you'll see some of that in the future. Brother Captain Brutus, what are some of your favorite characters in the Warhammer 40k setting?
Well, that's a great question right there. Does the Red Gobbo count?
I guess he does. He's
he's a great character. God.
You have to name two more.
Oh, God. Yeah, a big thing about Warhammer 40k and myself is I love the lore. And I read all the books.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things. So I know all the names of all the things. I'm trying to think of the Loon Boss. What's the Loon Boss's name from the Gloomspite gets? Snickerbocker? I don't know, that guy.
So that guy.
Yeah, that guy. And Gazgul.
Gazgul. Yep, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And really, those are just right off the top. You could come up with hundreds more.
Yeah, exactly. I know a lot about the lore.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know anything, right?
No, I don't know.
Well, I'll get you started.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we'll just get my part for that one. Mr. Ant asks, EUB AMA, why is the channel called Eons of Battle?
It was available.
We came up with a bunch of names, and then we typed them all in, and it was one of the ones that were available.
Yep.
Peter Martin, what out-of-print miniatures from any manufacturer would you have released or reimagined? I always hate this question because I feel like everything exists.
Yeah.
Everything my heart could possibly desire exists.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be like, I really wish they'd bring that back. What's the anime titty game?
Kingdom Death?
Kingdom Death. Rainbow Knight. The Flower Knight. The Flower Knight is a banging model that is so cool. I wish I could buy it, but you can't because all their stuff's limited.
I don't know how to buy it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to buy it if it was available. I don't know. I don't get it. Sir Smashy. What is their biggest hurdle when it came to the hobby?
Probably finding money to buy kits.
Right. And I mean, we used to buy armies on Daka forums and strip them and then resell them on eBay.
Yes.
That's how we made some money to be able to buy stuff. That's actually how we bought a second camera.
Yeah.
As well.
Really living it up with that second T2i.
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard to find money, especially when you're in high school and you have limited time.
Oh, now it's kind of flipped. So like when you're young, you've got all the time in the world, but no money. And now I have money and no time. Smelly Gazgul Farts asks, give me a logical reason as to why orcs are so beep at shooting.
Because they don't care. They're just shooting.
They're dummies.
They're just shooting. They don't care what they hit. They just want to hit something. You know, I feel like it's a little more fun if they hit like a living creature. But if it hits a can, that's just as good.
I mean, I feel like for them it's two operations, aiming and shooting, and you can't. They don't overlap.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, very true. Gipsy Danger 1222. Will you guys be at Adepticon this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Richard Price asks, have you ever abandoned a model halfway through painting it because you just started hating the outcome, or do you always plug through regardless of whether you aren't feeling it?
I'll give up. I will. I'll give up.
I've given up a bunch of times. Usually it's not because I'm hating what I'm working on, but it's just some other thing is looking a lot more fun and interesting and cool, and I'll just put this off to the side and I'll come back to it. But right now I'm just in the mood for this, and then you end up with a whole bunch of models that are half finished. Although right now I have almost no models started that aren't finished. I have so many models that are not painted, like gray.
Yeah.
But almost nothing in a stage of being done.
Well, I have vast majority of everything started. And then I don't think I have anything on sprues, actually. No, there's a couple boxes. All right, there's a bunch. I have a bunch of things on sprues, but the vast majority of it is put together, not necessarily based or on bases, but yeah, I can give up. And I find it for me is I haven't put enough hours in yet. So I'll get halfway through and I'm like, I don't know how to do this. So I'll just do something I know how to do. That's usually what happens for me. Brother Xander, in your opinion, what stage of painting is your favorite stage? Mine is when it looks butt ugly because it means I'm closer to making it beautiful.
It's a good question. I think I have two favorite parts. My favorite part is priming and putting on the base coat with the airbrush, because holy cow, does that feel like a huge jump from gray to primed and base coated. And then the kind of sucky base coating.
Yeah.
And then the last 20% where you're putting on the final finishing touches, that's when it becomes really, really, really fun again.
Yeah. That's when it becomes your model,
Yeah.
really. Those operations and how you figure out how that's gonna work. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I don't like base coating. I've done a lot of base coating. It's not fun.
Dr. Gum asks, cats or dogs?
Cats.
I like dogs. I like cats too, but I like dogs more.
I like cats. And dogs, they have grown on me, I think, but cats. Cats. YWNM? How much wood would a wood squig if a wood squig could squig wood?
I think a wood squig would squig as much wood as a wood squig would squig if a wood squig would squig wood.
Yeah, agreed.
Big Bug Man asks, is there, and if not, will there be merch?
Yes. It's coming early next year.
Yeah.
Like actually.
Yep.
Like not just what we say.
Yep.
It's coming. No, it's production.
Yeah.
We're doing it. Bobo, do you do YouTube and streaming full time, or is there a job on the side?
Nope. YouTube full time. which is why it's so important for you guys to join the Patreon. Over there, you're gonna get access to some behind the scenes, voting what models I paint live here on YouTube, a live hobby hangouts every week, some terrain STLs that Nick designs, and more. With that said, we should answer the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our full-time job.
Yeah.
We don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Literally.
Nothing else. No fun, nothing. No going outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't seen the sun in what?
17 months?
Yeah, 17 months. Yeah, it's sad.
Mm-hmm. Tribute 2007 asks, how much should you budget before straying into Warhammer or any other wargame? I think it'd be best to try to start free.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Either, like if you know a friend who does it and you saunter up to them and then you're like, this looks kind of interesting. They're probably going to be like, okay, so do you want to play right now or in 5 minutes? Like they're probably going to be so into that, and they'll help you as much as they can. They'll hopefully help loan you some minis to play within a game in a quick versus match. There is a video game called Tabletop Simulator where you can play. It's a little janky. If you know video games, you can probably pick it up pretty easily. But that could be another good way to try it out without having to put down any money.
Yeah.
But I'd say, try to get in for free.
Yeah. And a friend is basically a must.
Yeah, you must.
It makes it a lot easier if one other person is interested. Because then if it's you two going up to a game store, it makes it a lot less scary as well to start doing it. And then it also becomes a lot easier to maybe do tournaments or meet other people at the game store. A friend. That also makes it cheaper.
Yeah.
Ugo Vave Kun asks, maybe too personal or already answered, but I would love to know more about you. How do you make a living, especially with this much Games Workshop expenses?
The models haven't been too crazy because a lot of it we already owned.
Yeah. I think the only big purchases we made this year is Dominion and Octeris. And then some eBay.
Yeah, some eBay minis here and there. We make enough money through YouTube.
Yeah.
We make enough where models aren't. We're not scared of buying them,
right.
And we can sort of live.
Yeah, sort. Yeah.
But we've seen steady growth, so hopefully that steady growth will continue.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll upgrade from scrape and buy to fine.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Brett S asks, what is one tool that you have used which has had the biggest impact on your hobbying? What is the one tool that you have which was completely overrated and nigh useless, if not counterproductive?
Well, I mean, this 3D printing has been kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3D printing has been pretty good. It's kind of a whole nother thing, though. And then it's really upsetting when it doesn't work. But it could be, if you can get really good at that, and then if on top of that you get really good at 3D modeling, I mean, you can just do whatever. Because I've designing my own 3D printed parts and then adding it to my miniatures, and that's been pretty fun. And that makes the modeling more fun because I've never loved the modeling. Because I've never been good enough to have it be my own. But if I can add my own parts, it's easy to make it my own.
I say for me, my favorite game changer tool was using bigger and bigger brushes. Because when I first was getting into the hobby, I used tiny 10 bristle brushes, and the paint would dry really fast. I'd have to refresh my paint non-stop. The paint would dry on the brush and kind of ruin it. Now I use big fat brushes and I get a lot more done, and I find it a lot more easier to control my painting and enjoy my painting more. So big old brushes as opposed to tiny little brushes. Shane Durr, why do you love the Black Templars? Why do you love the Black Templars? I love the Black Templars because for me, they're the most grim, dark of the Space Marines. They're probably maybe neck and neck with Dark Angels, but I feel like whereas the other Space Marines are kind of like good guys in an evil universe where they're all about glory and honor, and some of them even rescue civilians on occasion, the Black Templar are all in for how awful and miserable and terrible the Imperium is, and they're not trying to fix it, they're trying to maintain the status quo. They're not trying to overthrow those High Lords of Terra. They're in the pockets of all the evilest people in the Imperium. That's why I like them. They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys in the good guys.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane. Yeah. Wow. You really just took that out of my brain. So awesome.
Agent Lima asks, any advice for an up-and-coming creative, especially those new to being creative on the internet?
Don't.
I'd say manage your expectations a lot, and have goals, but make sure that they're attainable goals for sure. God. If your goal is I'm going to start producing something and make it,
it's not going to work, and you're going to be miserable too. That's I think when people really get burned out. Like I don't really think it's the workload ever. I think it's when your goal of where you want to achieve and where you are, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like you're not spending enough time to get to where you want to go, or you're not good enough yet to get to where you want to go, and you start realizing it's going to take 10 years to get there. That's when I think people actually burn out.
Yeah, if you start out with the goal of I want to publish videos on whatever and I want to make a comfortable living, boy, is it gonna be a crazy struggle because there's a billion steps in between that and the goal.
Right.
Whereas if your goal is I want to publish videos on whatever and I want a couple people to watch them, and I want to get a comment.
Yeah.
Boom. Easy.
You can do it. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah. It's rough. It can be rough out there. And like this. Now that we can like make a living and stuff, that's random, kind of. Like we tried really hard and things started happening, but I didn't think that we would be here now like this. I hoped maybe, but I didn't think that this would happen.
There was a lot of months of working for free.
Yeah,
and really years.
And I remember having like mild arguments about stuff like that, where it was just like, well, what's the point in doing this if nothing's happening?
Yeah.
But then we just ignored that thought, kept pushing through, and then something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah, it's very, very, very hard. I would say if you can, try to make video production or internet things your hobby.
Yeah.
And then you just enjoy it and you do it from time to time and then see if that can grow into something.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we did. We liked making videos, and then we're like, well, we also like this other thing. So let's put those two things together and maybe something can happen.
Yeah.
Name. How long do you think should be spent on a model to at least make it presentable?
I'd say 2 or 3 hours is a good, quick paint job. Although I don't think you can really judge anything by time because everybody's different. And really, it's not at all unrealistic for like a box of 40K stuff to take weeks, if not months of your evenings and your time. It just should take a long ass time.
Right. Because you painted 439 miniatures this year, and I painted a little over 50 because of Dominion and stuff. I feel like I have the normal number.
Yeah.
For a year. It's like 50 if you really are playing and doing stuff.
Like 2 or 3 hours is maybe a goal, but however long it takes, just enjoy the process and be fine. Be happy. Here's a little song I wrote. Okay. Odie Grot Sniffer! Why is Frasier the best sitcom ever?
It is pretty good. But the best sitcom is Friends. Because it's really intellectual. And I think a lot of people don't understand how smart
of a
show that is.
It takes a high IQ to really appreciate Friends.
Yeah. And so maybe you don't have as high of an IQ as maybe I do to appreciate Friends. But we lost subscribers on that one. Yeah.
I like Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's good. That's the correct answer. I don't think I've seen Frasier.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah.
But we'll cut that so that we don't know that. Smelly Gazgul Farts! How do you feel about no dislike button on YouTube? How will the streams feel about this?
It's very sad.
It is. It's rough.
It's not.
Our thing was the dislike button.
That's what we were doing. And now barely anybody dislikes it because you can't see the number go up. And people have to ask me what the dislikes are at because I have to look at YouTube Studio. It's ruined.
I don't know if we'll recover from the loss of the dislike button.
No, very sad.
Psychobabble asks, where is Nick? What is he up to? Does he not enjoy being in front of the camera or does he have less time?
I have less time. I don't mind being in front of the camera, but it is hard to do it all, especially with 3 videos a week. It takes time. We film Monday, Wednesday, Friday with kind of filming and or editing days in between on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And like those days are very important to make sure that everything gets edited and done, as well as get the terrain done for patrons. So it's rough. It's hard. And because of that, because there's just less time for me to be modeling and doing stuff, I don't have as many ideas, you know, because that's part of it too, is you have to paint a lot and know a lot to make a video. Flinty, will you ever do a War Machine video?
Probably. I don't know when. There's a lot of games out there.
Yeah.
But I know of War Machine. I've seen the models. Yeah, they look kind of neat. But I don't know. There's just so many games out there. Fat Boy 695. Are there any Warhammer videos planned? It was a pretty big part of the hobby for years, and paper model templates made by people like Pat Torok are really good. That is a really good idea. We probably have to add that to list. I've seen like pictures of games of Warhammer.
Yeah.
But it's a good idea.
Yeah. Linku11, is there some way to send you fan mail and maybe a model? No, not right now. But yeah, we could probably set up a PO box soon.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, be good.
But in the meantime, our address is Milwaukee, Burbank, California.
Yeah. Just find it.
60069. Richard Price asks, have you ever considered doing your own range of miniatures?
Yeah.
We do have our own range of miniatures.
That's true. Yeah. Our Patreon, the Patreon terrain. That would work. That's some miniatures.
Yeah, we have the video game terrain.
Yeah, we have Dawn of War terrain, a ton of Dawn of War terrain. Like we have a bunch of the Space Marine. We have almost all the Space Marine stuff. I think there's still a couple of things that I could do. And then we have some Imperial Guard stuff. And then this month I was doing some Ancient Ruins with a little bit of a Tyranid theme to them. So yeah, we have a bunch of stuff out on there.
Wolfgang asks, how do you deal with the horde of miniatures you have, display, painted, and the gray pile?
I got boxes.
Boxes.
Full of boxes. Yeah, boxes.
It's a disaster. There's no way.
Yeah. And what you guys can't see is that there's models all over the floor, all over the ceiling. I mean, this is bad.
Yeah, everything the camera can't see is models.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to organize it or keep it organized. I feel like I'd be tickled. Like my brain, I'd really enjoy it if I had like the perfect number of models, like maybe like 2 40k armies and like a bunch of kill teams, and it was all nice and perfect. But then they're like, well, but I do kind of want 60 Necron warriors, and I do kind of want 10,000 points of Space Marines because an Apocalypse game would be really fun. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Iron Scholar asks, what does vacation look like to you?
Nice bed.
Yeah, an hour
Just
here,
laying.
an hour there.
Laying down. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, an hour there. Yeah, I don't want to go far. I don't feel like it. Not as of recently. It's sometimes fun to go other places that's far away, but I don't feel like it. I don't want to go.
Iron Scholar asks, to Nick and Jay, what are the hardest jobs you've had?
I guess physically, working in the scene shop was annoying.
Yeah.
It's, carrying the 4x8, all the 4x8s and stuff, trying to put the deck together. Like, remember the thrust?
Yes, I remember the thrust.
Oh god, doing the thrust was pretty horrible. I didn't like that.
I had a short gig in south part of Illinois where I was assistant designing a show, costumes for a theater production, and I was also a stitcher and a draper and everything else. And it was over 100 degrees every day in a building without air conditioning.
Yeah.
That was pretty hard.
And wasn't there cockroaches?
There's cockroaches everywhere,
Yeah.
14-hour days every day for over a week. Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, that's pretty miserable.
Luckily, I was paid almost $2 an hour.
Yeah,
So,
it's worth it.
Yep, definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the most physically demanding job. Also,
Yeah.
it was well over 100 degrees every day, except for the one day where we had a horrible, horrible rainstorm where rain was pouring in through holes in the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm sure that place is doing good.
Yeah.
I'm sure everything's working out over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure no performances for years is good for them. Freebooter Merc, is Lucky Bat a full member of EOB or a fun reoccurring guest character?
I like the idea of a fun, recurring guest character. That's pretty good. Lucky Bat is not a member of the EOB team. Lucky Bat is my boyfriend. So
Yeah.
that's why they appear from time to time. Because they don't enjoy any of this, but sometimes I think it's fun to talk to the nerds.
Yeah, that's true. And occasionally it helps.
Mhm.
We had took some photos of us.
Yeah.
And sits in the room and stares at us while we work. So that's a lot of fun. Oh, D-Grot Sniffer. Feet pics when?
They're coming.
Yeah.
They're coming.
EOB OnlyFans. Joshua Hickman. What do you think will happen for the future of the hobby, and what factions do you think will be updated next?
Probably Chaos and Eldar.
Yeah,
Because they're
that's
getting
a-
teased right now on Warhammer Community.
It's a good bet. But they do this thing though. They tease them and then it takes months and months
Yes,
and months.
it does.
So they could totally be like stuff that they teased previously. They could totally be that stuff
Yeah.
could be coming out now.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be wrong. I think you're gonna be wrong. I think it's gonna be something else. And then all the stuff that they're teasing.
I bet Tau get a new Dark Strider model because they've already said that that's happening, and it probably comes out to coincide with their new codex in early next year. You heard it here last, people. It's been a Warhammer Community for 3 weeks.
Yep.
What'll happen to the future of the hobby? I don't know. It'll probably get a little bigger. I don't know if
Yeah.
we've reached a new plateau, because there was like an old plateau,
there was.
and
And then
now went straight up. And I wonder if we're coming to a new plateau.
I bet with like some of the metaverse stuff, I bet this is gonna be like this hobby and stuff is gonna be a reaction to it. Like I don't want to be online all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do.
I don't want to play video games. I want to
Right.
play a video game where I have to do all the math and work.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the metaverse is scaring
The
people.
metaverse, it looks like garbage.
Yeah. So I bet people are, just no to that, yes to this, because it's people. It's nice to see
Yeah.
people and play with them and then smell them. And
Moving on, Unnamed Crusader asks, what are your thoughts on Games Workshop's business decisions regarding fan animations, and do you support 3D printed models? All right, let's get into this.
Yeah.
It seemed pretty darn heavy-handed when they changed their policy on their IP to include don't make fan animations.
Yeah.
I support their decision to have done nothing about it.
Yeah.
Ever.
But they've never done anything.
They have not. They have, as far as I know, and as I've been on the ball on this. They have not sent any cease and desists or nasty grams or anything to anyone. So it seems like that was their official policy change, but no intention on enforcing it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if ever down the line, but it's been months and months and months and months and nothing has happened. So we have fan animations.
That is true.
So Games Workshop, you gotta take us down.
Take us down.
I don't know. I think it does seem pretty heavy-handed to say no fan animations. I think it seems like other things get away with fan animations. There's Star Wars fan animations, Harry
Right.
Potter live action little shorts. I don't know if
Right.
there's Harry Potter animations. Harry Potter Papa Pals.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. I don't think they understand the internet.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they realize that stuff like that does lead to more sales
Yeah.
in some regard. Not like, I bet it's not insane, but I bet it's not nothing.
Yeah. And there's Warhammer had some weird instances where some people were making thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of their Games Workshop fan animations. And I wonder if that can lead into legal problems.
Right.
But
Yeah, and we are lawyers.
We're lawyers.
So, yeah, we know.
do you support 3D printed models? Absolutely.
Yeah.
3D printed models are super dope. I even like the 3D printed Game Workshop models a little bit. I think that's going to have to stay a little bit underground.
Probably.
Because right now, because of Disney, basically, the IP laws are written in such a way that whoever has money wins.
Yeah.
So if you want to steal in your Disney, you can get away with it. And if you don't want to be stolen from in your Disney, you can get away with it.
Yeah. Perfect. It's good. It works.
Regulus22 asks, if you had no time or material constraints, what would your dream project be cosplay-wise? Love the videos and keep up the great work.
I would be a grot, because if there was no time constraints, I would actually shrink myself to the right size to become one. I have a weird nose and stuff, and I feel like I could become one.
Yeah, I think that would work really well.
Paint myself green.
I would love to do some cosplay stuff. I'm pretty darn good at it.
Be a sister of battle.
Yes, with my background in costuming. I think I would put together either an Inquisitor's retinue, like a Inquisitor's friend's costume, or an Inquisitor costume. I think it'd be fun to like make a really cool fancy coat and jackets with capelets and all the different trimmings. And maybe you could help me 3D print some also pieces, maybe a shoulder pad. Yeah, I'd love to do some cosplay stuff. But now all of a sudden you're talking about a project that doesn't take 8 hours to finish painting a model, but like 200 hours of sewing and seaming and putting on rivets and things. But I'd love to do it. It'd be really cool. Maybe one day. Lucas Taylor asks, what are your thoughts on the recent Games Workshop post concerning the far-right fans among the hobby?
Yep, we're doing it.
Digging into this a little bit. So I think it's very important to get the language right, because I feel like there's been a lot of misinformation on this subject. And yeah. So Games Workshop has made 2, maybe 2.5 official statements. Their first statement came last year when they said that 40K is for everyone and that they will not accept or condone prejudice, hatred, or abuse. I feel like that's pretty solid. Yeah, that's a pretty darn reasonable take. And then the Warhammer community team posted that hate has absolutely no place in the hobby. Yep. Again, seems Makes perfectly sense. Fine. And then recently they had a new article reaffirm the previous article, and it did state that Games Workshop is satire, which it is. Yes. 40K is definitely satire. The universe of the 41st millennium is not an aspirational goal. It doesn't really have any positive attributes. And I think it pretty clearly does show using like comedy and like exaggeration to show how terrible things can be. And then in the new article, they said that they reaffirm the initial statements, and if you come to a Warhammer event wearing symbols of real-world hate groups, that you will be asked to leave. Which I think, again, seems pretty reasonable.
I mean, if you're smelly, you'll be asked to leave.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, that is Games Workshop's official statement, and I can't imagine disagreeing with it. It seems very reasonable, and it doesn't seem to be on one side or the other, just right down the middle. We don't like people being abusive to other people. Yeah. So I completely agree with everything Games Workshop has said on the subject. What are your experiences with people like that at any local game stores or any Warhammer related events, if any? Never. Definitely not. Everybody I've met has been overwhelmingly friendly and just want to geek out about the rules and the models and painting. Yeah, lots of really, really friendly, fun people. And what is your take on how Games Workshop has presented the Imperium in recent pieces of media compared to how they portrayed them in said open letter? Well, I don't know if I 100% understand what you mean, but Games Workshop or 40K is satire, for sure. That doesn't mean that it's bad or like satire is awesome. Yeah. Some of the best books ever are satire. Right. If you're talking about the difference between like Games Workshop, how it appears in like the lore, and then how it's represented by like the cute cartoons like on Warhammer Community, I think there's definitely a disparity there, but I think it's just the difference between advertising and the product. Because like 5 years ago, not that long ago, Games Workshop did no advertising whatsoever. Right. So now they do advertising, and I think they don't need to advertise the grim dark, because I feel like that's pretty self-evident, and the people who want that can see it and know that this is for them. But Warhammer also has a lot of silliness and humor, and I feel like those things aren't quite as self-evident, so I think it kind of makes sense to really show off those so that the people who want that in the hobby can see that this is for them. Yeah. Warhammer is for everyone, you could say.
Oh, damn.
Pew PS asks, how would you make 40K more grimdark? Do you think 40K is too tame relative to how Games Workshop tries to portray it? No, I mean, I feel like 40K has been steadily getting more grimdark since Rogue Trader.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go look at those models again. I mean, geez Louise, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like 40K is still as grim as ever. But an important thing to remember is that 40K is not just grim dark. 40K has humor, it has action, it can have horror, it can have suspense, it can have subtle romance even. And all of
that's my favorite part.
All of that makes for a well-rounded universe that appeals to a lot of people, which is why Warhammer, I think, is so big. Because if Warhammer was just grim dark, I don't think it would be as popular.
Yeah, because I mean, Warhammer, more than any other hobby, is a make it what you want kind of a thing. And I feel like that's what they have that's kind of unique compared to war games like Star Wars Legion, stuff like that, where it's kind of based on a thing. Yeah. It'd be kind of weird if you painted everything not Star Warsy. You could. You totally could. You can make up your own thing. But I feel like they openly encourage it to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Anything you can think of is probably true in the Warhammer universe.
Yeah.
Whereas if you wanted, like, rainbow stormtroopers, it would take a lot of mental gymnastics to figure out why did the Empire paint them that way.
Right. That'd be hard.
And number 2, what is your opinion on the woke agenda that is being pushed by Games Workshop's releases over the past year? I don't know what you mean, because that doesn't mean anything. Like, if you had a specific, we could go to town on that, but that woke agenda, I feel like, is just a boogeyman term for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed, I think, all the releases, and I haven't noticed any particular change in stuff. It's still Orcs and Space Marines and whatever Age of Sigmar is, so... I don't know. And the third question, do you have any cats?
Yes.
I don't.
I do. One.
Hawkeye20 asks, how are you guys doing today?
Bad. It's not going well. Yeah. Not good.
It's going great. It's going great.
Seamus Meadows. Strongest 40k unit you think you could beat in a fight, i.e. Grot, Guardsman, Servitor.
I mean, everything in 40k is so big, it's hard to believe I could beat anything. I mean, I bet even a Grot is a tough fight.
Yeah, probably.
They fight dirty, and they'll shank you.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Me and Nurgling? Although I would die from the plague.
Yeah, the Brimstones are like fire.
Yeah,
so
that would be really bad.
Well, if we went the Age of Sigmar route, do you think you could take some of the rats? Like the little rats on the base?
They're just a little bit bigger than a normal rat. I think I could probably take a couple of those. But that's probably it.
Yeah. Nicholas Petro, have you tried collecting and playing historical war games?
No,
Nah.
I don't care. Historical is not something that interests me at all. It also is a little weird. I mean, that's rude to say, but it doesn't interest me at all. And I don't have any interest in playing out real world events with small toys.
What about fake world events in the Horus Heresy?
Fake world events, honestly, that doesn't even interest me that much. But yeah, I don't know. When there's it feels like there's more rules. I know you could still do whatever you want, I guess, but you shouldn't. Yeah,
it's tricky. Nah,
historicals aren't for me.
Nope.
Luke Harris asks, hey, if you've had one, and if you can recall it, have you had a moment in your hobby, career where a model has nearly killed your passion, either by how unpleasant it was to paint, or by being forced by a deadline? Love from Australia.
Blue Orcs. The video that we did, like one of the first videos we did in the year, I mean, it was the first video we did on the old new set.
Yeah.
Where we tried to finish armies and I didn't, and Jay did. That I just don't want to do them anymore. I still don't want to do them. I still don't want to do them. I don't feel like it. Like, I would much rather add to my Age of Sigmar stuff because it was contained and I could do it. And they look good and nice, and it's much easier. There's so few of them, it's easy to add to it rather than just having a pile of just models to deal with now. Yeah, the Blue Orcs, it's rough out there. I've thought about maybe getting rid of some to make it manageable, because yeah, it's too much.
The Jam Door asks, Jay, you live stream every night and you put out 3 YouTube videos a week. How? Could you possibly have more to say? What I do. And here goes. Next question.
The cheese knees. Are using 3D printed minis bad form in most wargame circles? Example, if you were fighting a random player at your local game store, would it be common to disapprove of a 3D army?
No, I don't think so. I think it'd be pretty uncommon though to run across a fully 3D printed army. I think you'd probably get a lot of models, maybe some vehicles, lots and lots of upgrade bits and stuff. I think that's pretty common to see. I think most people get a kick out of it and think it's really, really cool.
Yeah. You might run into some issues at a Games Workshop or a Warhammer store, but but only if they can tell.
Yeah, if it's obviously not a 40K model.
Yeah.
Like then
a Kingdom Death.
Yeah, like a Kingdom Death model, then maybe they would catch it. But I think honestly, I mean, I've seen people have custom bits and stuff at the Warhammer store, and the manager's fine with it. Mm-hmm. Your results may vary because everybody's different, but no, I think people really, really get a kick out of 3D printed stuff. I Only Want to Watch It asks, I love watching y'all stream almost every night, and it's so funny having the whole chat join in on the call-in streams, but do you guys worry about how that'll change when you guys get really big? Yeah, I think when we're Mr. Beast levels, it's going to be a little tricky, but I think it'll still be doable.
Yeah, I think for the time being. With the call-in streams in particular, we've had to... because we were just like, you can go for as long as you want, but now it's like 10 minutes. We may have to make it shorter to get through people.
Because we want to give everyone a chance.
Yeah, and but I feel like 5 minutes is fine.
I think 5 minutes is fine.
5 minutes is perfect.
And I mean, one of my favorite things we do is our Friday call-in streams for the Patreons. Every Friday, we go for 2 hours, and we all just hop into a Discord room and chit-chat, and it's so much fun every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the craziest conversations come from that. So you got to join the Patreon. Doge25, what Space Marine armor do you like? I am personally a fan of Mark 6.
I really like Mark 3 because it's the only one that looks different, and then I like Mark 10 Tacticus. That's the Primaris armor. What would you say are your favorite armors?
I was gonna say those things, but if I can't do those, I think I would probably say Mark 6 as well, and then maybe even I've seen the Space Marine Through the Ages set, and so Mark 1.
the Mark 1 armor. Oh boy, they still sell that. I think they still sell armor Through the Ages.
I know. Just.
I'm also gonna say Mark 9.
Ooh,
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Batman asks, what is the maximum number of red bouncy balls you can juggle on a step stool? 3? I can juggle. I can do a 3-ball juggle.
You do 1?
I have trouble keeping more balls in the air though than 3.
You gotta practice more with your ball handling.
Ball handling. I don't see how being on a step stool would make it any trickier though. But I can juggle 3 red bouncy balls.
Maybe it's like a 3-legged one where it's like slightly tippy.
A little tippy.
That's all I can think of.
Christopher Garcia asks, will Nick post videos on YouTube or have a channel?
Yes. Eons of Battle. That's where they'll be.
Yep.
Call him Chamberlain. Hey guys, big fan of your channel. Me too. My question is, what has been your favorite moment since creating this YouTube channel? Burp at the very beginning.
That was pretty good. That's hard. There's been a lot of good moments. Some videos just hit you, whereas like that, I like that video a lot. I appreciate that video. Weirdly, one video I really, really loved was the help me varnish, or I need help with varnishing. I just like that video.
It's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I really like the magnets. Should you magnet? You don't need a magnet. That's a really good one.
An oldie but a goldie.
Oldie but a goldie, but it's still so funny, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, it works. I don't know, that's a good one. Yeah.
Richard Griffith, how would you start mentoring someone into the hobby? I have a lot of friends too intimidated by cost to dip their toes into gaming/painting. I think if you want to, I think you said mentor. I think coerce is maybe a better word, but that's just semantics. I would say offering to let them try a game, like play with your models, so that it's free for them, and offer to feed them is always a nice incentive.
Right.
Like, hey, come over, we'll have dinner. I got some RC Cola, and we can just try out a game of Age of Sigmar, and you can play my Grots, and I'll give them the cool army. Like, if you have Lumineth and Cruel Boys, let them play with the Cruel Boys.
Right.
And but yeah, I'd say just help them out as much as you can, and don't try to force them into spending any money. Like, if you're like, we should play this game Age of Sigmar, so you got to buy this, and then I've got the rule book, maybe you can borrow it, and then you can get your stuff painted, and then we'll figure out a time to game.
Yeah, it's
That's
too much.
not going to go anywhere.
No. Yeah. Too much messing around for that. Yeah.
But if they show any interest at all, and then, maybe you can invite them over, like maybe if they are at all interested in building models, you can be like, hey, well, let's watch Iron Man. And like maybe if they like Adeptus Mechanicus, you say like, well, let's watch Iron Man and have some pizza and put together the models, and that kind of get some jazz to play with the robot guys.
That's true. Yeah, you got to trick them.
Yeah,
that's the
coercion.
Big thing.
Yeah. Smelvin Hamilton asks, thoughts on the new orc line? Will either of you or Nick include these new models into your orc armies? Love the videos, my brother.
Probably not for the time being. I like the Great White Squig out of the new ones, but I have too much. I would rather get rid of, honestly. Than I think if I could redo my army, I'd do all mech stuff, like all mech. So, I don't need
Morkanot.
Yeah. Gorkanot, Morkanot. But I don't need as many boys as I have. There's no point. So I don't really need the new ones. I like the new ones. I like the Beast Nagas, but I don't want them. I don't feel like it.
They've grown on me a lot. I love the Great White Squig. I'll probably buy that. I kind of am starting to dig the Squig Riders, and if they do something different to my orc bikes, because I have a bike heavy army, if they do something different to bikes, I could totally see including them, because I want speed at speed only. I only want things riding things, and the Squig Hogs are pretty funny. And the Boomkilla Daco wagon,
Boomkilla Snaz wagon.
No, that's one of the buggies. What's the new thing called? The Kill Crusher Death?
The Kill Rig?
The Kill Rig. I want a Kill Rig.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Christopher Jones, if you could implement a new policy / school of thought / best common practice to the current miniature wargaming / painting landscape, what would it be? A lot of slashes in there.
Not a slashes. I would say do your darndest to not have a pile of shame or let a pile of shame develop. Because I think a pile of shame can be a little bit stressful, and you don't ever want your hobbies to be stressful. And I think there's something magical about being like, I have cash in my pocket. Let me go to the local store and peruse all the pretty things on the shelves and pick out myself something nice.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes not that much fun when you're like, I need to get stuff done. What is in my pile?
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Yeah, I mean, I know you've said this before in videos where the pile of shame should be at the store.
Yes.
That's where it should be. It should not be at your house.
Yeah. It's a pile of shame when it's at your house. It's a pile of opportunity when it's at the store.
Yeah.
And you never know what new thing is going to come. So you don't want to stock up on the old stuff, because maybe you find out down the line, it's like, oh, I would have liked the Beast Nagas, but I bought 125 boys and 15 orc trucks that I don't care about as much.
Right.
But a Great White Squig would be sweet.
I feel like that was a little hurtful to me, but okay.
Doge25, do you have a pile of shame in the closet? Yes, and you can watch that video here. The pile of shame. I own too many things. Too much unhealthy amounts of Warhammer.
I think it's mo money, mo models, mo problems.
I think it is called that.
Yeah.
And then the thumbnail probably says unhealthy amounts of Warhammer.
Yeah, exactly. King Pimp Don Corleone. Ooh, number 1. Would you try to do a real painting, maybe 40K themed, with all the knowledge about colors you've earned from mini painting, and maybe even show us? I would love that. As you said it yourself, painting minis isn't real art. I really would be interested in seeing the result of a so advanced mini painter as you are.
That's not a bad idea. I think I could do an okay job at painting. I'm not the greatest drawer. I can do kind of cartoony stuff, like caricature-y little cartoons, but I have trouble like actually rendering things. I think I could rock a coloring book page.
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah, when Games Workshop comes out with a coloring book page, I could totally do that.
For $50.
Oh, yeah, it'd be so expensive. But that's a really good idea. Trying to do a real painting. I'm sure that is a direct quote, that mini painting is not art. I bet I had some more prefacing about that, but that sounds like me.
Yeah.
And the final question, Adam Moore. You used to post content on other war games, but recently all your content is on Games Workshop products, to which you never say anything negative about. Did you sign the Games Workshop NDA without reading it? Are we allowed to talk about
I don't know. I think.
Do you think?
Are
we allowed to?
I don't think.
Because we signed it without. We didn't read it.
We did. I know. I think we could. Yeah, I don't think we can say anything.
Yeah. Did our Games Workshop representative get back to you?
Should I call him right now? Should I call him? Okay. Okay, we can't. Talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the AMA. No, we didn't sign any NDAs. We've never gotten so much as an email from Games Workshop. So we just do the things that we're interested in. And we have been focusing a lot on Warhammer because of Kill Team, because we're both really enjoying the new game. But we do have the occasional video. We recently had 2 on painting a Star Wars Legion AAT tank. So we're just gonna do the things that interest us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that.
But no, we've never had any contact with Games Workshop.
No. One time I emailed them because they lost a package.
Yeah.
That's about it, though. And then they sent a new one. Yep. So, that's about it.
You think they bought it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. But that was the last question. Thank you all for your amazing questions, and thank you all for helping us do this and watching the videos. And we have high hopes that we had a big year this year, and we have high hopes that next year will be even better.